Hello and welcome to We Women Want. This is our weekly show where we discuss issues related to women. I mean, these could be anything from domestic violence to breast cancer to IVF to fertility to women in the workplace. I mean, just about everything. But today we are taking a look at the institution of arranged marriages. You know, these days with Bumble and Tinder, dating apps, friends with benefits, etc. Are people, is the Gen Z actually coming back to the concept of arranged marriages? Where when you meet a person, if you are interested in getting married, you meet a person from a certain perspective, certain boxes are already checked by your parents, and then you go ahead and meet. Because the problem with Bumble, problem with swiping right and other apps like that is that there is a plethora of choices. People are very easy, quick to reject because they feel, oh, there's another choice there just waiting for you, and no decision really gets made. So we're going to be taking a look at this whole concept. Joining me on the show is Tripti Singh. She is the founder of Gadjod, a matrimonial community that believes in the institution of marriage. Rashmi Virmani, she is a former school teacher, and Dr. Farah Kidwai, she's an ex-DRDO psychologist. Tripti, you are really on ground really on this. So am I right in what I've said, that is the institution of arranged marriages, did it take a dip earlier and now again it's coming back?
Actually, it never did.
Never took a dip.
No. Arranged marriages, people still believe in the institution of marriage. And I strongly believe that it was there, it is here, and it's going to remain forever here. It actually depends on the choices which the family make together. And marriages is, it's about two families coming together rather than just two individuals coming together.
Correct.
So I strongly feel that it's still here.
Rashmi, what are your first thoughts?
That it's still very prevalent, very common, and still people believe in that institution of arranged marriages. But I feel that over time it has evolved. It's not what it used to be. The system has evolved because now it's not the relatives and parents. You have professionals into it, and you have websites and online.
Yeah,
Then people's thoughts have also evolved. People have evolved. Now they think that to find it's more secure to go through this way because it's like they have already done the bit of screening over there. And the factors that helped in decision making, they have also evolved. Earlier it was caste, creed, social status, but now it is more on compatibility, interests, the family support, the mutual respect, and the traditions, values. So I feel that way. It has evolved to a large extent.
So still there, but it's changing, like everything is changing. And do you think it's something we should hold on to?
Of course, arranged marriage is in a way, it's a very big support to the couple to get married. We have come a long way. Earlier, we all have been focusing on love marriages, individuals choosing their partners based on their compatibility and all factors that are there, which come under the heading of love, which is, I personally feel, is a very overrated emotion. And they got involved, got married. But the responsibility of making that marriage successful was with the two people who were involved there. Less support from the families were there. But in the arranged marriage, since it is two families coming together, the responsibility is shared. The support is shared. The guidance is shared. As a result, it has a better chances of people making it and being successful in marriage. So that's why arranged marriage, and the youngsters today, they don't have time that much. They're so career oriented and professionals. They're busy in their own professional lives. Okay, they're happy if somebody else is doing homework for them and giving them somebody in a platter, where of course the whole responsibility will not be theirs, it will be shared. So I think it's a very good thing.
That's a very good point also. You don't want to take the blame or the responsibility. But what do you do at Gadjod, and do you see that kids, because we were having a discussion earlier with a younger lot, and they're saying the whole problem with arranged marriage is family wants feedback on every date. which we don't want to give, you know. Sometimes we meet the guy through the family, then we go under the radar and meet without them knowing, you know, for at least 10 dates and then get back to them.
No, as she said, things are changing, families are changing. The whole idea of looking for a partner has changed, and with time we all have to accept that change. So when we talk about arranged marriages, it is not like parents have fixed something and kids are not aware of. Kids are equally on the same table in decision making, and they discuss whatever profile we share. They come back to us with the idea that what they want, whether it is going to work for them or not, and they have equal saying, and which is very good with the time change, that they are equally involved in the process. And it's not about parents keeping an eye. They do ask for their feedback, and meeting is important for them to the partner. And yes, if we call it dating, yes, kids are meeting before marriage so that they can come to a conclusion whether they want to go ahead or not. So that is happening.
With that. But again, Rashmi, this also has to do with the nuclear families. You know, now our couples wanted to live alone, or they are happy because with girls also working, guys also working, the mother-in-law does become somebody who's useful as opposed to the earlier concept.
Yeah, that is there. True. But I feel in today's context, the youth, they feel pretty isolated because of social media and all. So if the family pitches in and does that work for them, it's like a pre-filter for them. So it helps them decide better, and they have the support, mutual respect also, family, that bonding also, the educational background. There's so many things that are taken
and
into
someone else
consideration.
asks the awkward questions, kitna kamate ho, kaun si caste, or because those are all issues that are still matter.
So organically finding a partner becomes easier for them if it is through the arranged marriage setup.
But like we were talking about today's generation, they also, is it that now people still want to get married, or is it okay for, you know, people to...
That's a very relevant question, because the institution of marriage in itself is under question mark. Because now people, like I said, they are, don't want to take the responsibility. So if they are able to have fun, enjoy life without any responsibility, it is good. But the marriage in itself, or this institution, has a lot of plus sides. It does certainly have like of a family interference, what people of today call it interference. Earlier it was considered to be a caring aspect. Parents were concerned, but now it is taken as an interference. Well, all these things are irritants in the married life. I personally feel whether it is an arranged marriage or a love marriage, or love then arranged marriage,
or arranged then love.
Arranged then love.
Right. Whatever it is.
It
is basically the will of two people to make it work. Relationship in marriage is work in progress. You cannot take each other for granted. And if two people are inclined and they have a will to live together happily with each other, then nothing matters, whether it is arranged or love, what social background, what educational background, what economic background, nothing matters, region, language, nothing matters.
I mean, it's the institution of marriage, whether it's love or arranged, you have to believe in it.
You have to believe in it.
If you have faith in it,
boundaries also blurring
and if you
now.
want to make it work, it will work. If you don't want to, nothing can
work.
What I was saying was that the boundaries between the love marriage and marriages and arranged marriages is blurring now. So it's like love arranged or arranged love.
Family does get into it.
Yeah.
At whichever point. It can be first
and
starting
I feel
point.
that the romantic love is not the primary criteria in an arranged marriage. All these things happen later. While in the love marriage, you start off with a high and then it fizzles out.
You know, also the things are changing. Even if we talk about arranged marriages in a typical arranged marriage format, these days youngsters, when they come across any like boy or a girl, they meet and they attract to that, then family get involved. You know, the love, then get into the arranged setup and
Yeah.
everything works out. So it goes either ways. It's the institution of marriage
That-
finally that works.
So, what is the role do you think dating apps have played? Is it because there is such a plethora of choice that the girl is less or the boy is less willing to compromise, saying, all I have to do is sit in my room and just swipe right and I'll get another choice. But arranged marriage में थोड़ा काम ज़्यादा होता है, choices कम होती हैं.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है डेटिंग एप्स जो हैं दे फैसिलिटेट पीपल विद दिस फेरी टेल आइडिया वाला चीज़ से ज़्यादा.
अच्छा.
They give them okay, means it means something like वो जो fairy tales man prince comes and the perfect man comes and your expectations becomes too high because you have, as you said, there may be too many choices available, so your expectations are very high, and many a times people do not think about themselves, what they are offering to the partner. The expectations are what other is giving to them.
Yeah.
So these expectations certainly does play a positive and negative role, because I've seen in arranged marriages, people go with an open mind in a way. Many a times it does happen. If they're forced to do, then of course it's not an open mind, but otherwise usually, okay, we have to make it work, we'll work with less expectations. But in love marriage, during your dating time, you see the best possible side of your partners and your expectations are very high, which are very difficult to maintain all through your life.
Yeah, the filters
The filters
come up.
So these
That's-
expectations certainly play
Okay.
a very negative role when you go with very high expectations.
But Rashmi, for instance, we all belong to an age where dating apps are, now coming. In our time, there was mostly matrimonial website was considered very forward. But here, if your kids or whoever go on dating apps, would you be okay with that, or would you worry?
No, I think it's a done thing now. Everybody's doing it, some for fun, some for seriousness, some just like that. I think this marriageable age, these children have pushed it to such an age that they have a large gap where they want to fill it
Huh.
with this. Before taking the plunge, they
settling
are in
down.
they are in the lookout.
Huh.
So that thing becomes so long, and that's why I think these dating apps and all are more mushrooming up more, because the children have that much time.
Yeah.
They are going to marry after 30, after 35 or
So that
whatever.
has been pushed back
So that
also.
has been pushed back. So
Right.
how to fill this gap then?
Got good point. That's true.
No, I think with arranged marriages, the age gap is reducing again.
That's
There was a time, 5-6 years back, where the profiles which were coming was girls in 28, 29, 30, boys in their early 30s or mid 30s. Now that has decreased. Now boys in their early or mid 20s, they are ready to get married. So there is no certain age of I am settled and I want to look for profile. You can settle while, that used to be the earlier thing, that you can get settled even after getting married also. So there is no certain age of, oh, I'm settled. There is no number that I have to touch, certain number, and now I'm settled. So that has also changed now.
That's true. We're going to keep the conversation going and take a look at arranged marriages in the age of swiping right. Why are people, I guess, swiping back? That's the question we're going to be asking after a quick break. Hello and welcome back to We Women Want. We were taking a look at the not just arranged marriage but the institution of marriage. Let's take a larger look at do you see that now, because of everybody's expectations are changing, even the whole concept of marriage is changing. Live-in is okay. Girls having kids without IVF is also okay. So there's a whole lot of new criteria that has come up. How do you see that impacting, or do you think there's something to be said when a girl is of a certain biological age, she gets married, she has kids? जो पुराना system था, there was some logic. It wasn't just because of tradition.
Logic तो थी पहले भी, but the point is that the whole society is evolving now. With the education, with the career coming up, women coming up in career and with good education, they want that freedom to choose their life partner.
Right.
Right. With that, when the freedom comes, then responsibilities also comes. So people tried avoiding that. Means it's like the whole thing. Earlier, joint family system, nuclear family, single family. Now facing the all mental health problems and the loneliness and isolation in the old age, people are going back to the joint family system again.
That's
So
true.
is the case with the arranged marriage. We have tried everything. Now, in the end, we realized that only two people or one person cannot keep a happy life. And happiness is something which is an inward, which is very important and the primary factor in relationships. Right. So if for that happiness to get they have to distribute responsibilities. One person cannot be responsible for everything. And for that, when you get a support in arranged marriage of your families, of both the families, happily. Now the change has come. Earlier, the typical mother-in-law concept and the son-in-law concept and the others, these are fading away. They
Yeah.
are becoming more friendly to each other. They are becoming more understanding towards working women or different people coming from different strata of life.
Correct.
So things are changing, and as a result, the joint family or the arranged marriage is becoming a positive thing now.
Also, there is a positive of a joint family. You know, we talked about old age, we talked about other things also, but I think there's some value in the old that is coming back.
I think it's just that how the young generation, they want to do their own thing and then realize the flip side of it, and then they revert back to what was it.
Correct, huh?
That that was good,
Huh.
and we've heard it's good, and we've seen it happening good. So let's just revert. It seems like this experimental phase in between,
Huh.
where they wanted to try how it is done in the West and all that, and then they did it, many couldn't, and then realizing that no, ours was better, that was better.
Huh.
The family support, you get so many things done automatically without expecting. And if both are professional, many things are go missing. And if
Correct.
they have to have a child, they have to have that time and that finances, economically they have to be to have a child. It's not easy to have a child now.
Yes, correct.
Everything is a very major decision, and if they have a family supporting them, I think
It's
that's
easier.
better. So they are realizing this now. That's why this reverse gear for them.
You know, there's a saying called "it takes a village to raise a child."
Yeah, right.
Same goes for a newlywed. It takes a family, both sides, to raise a couple, to get into the institution and to adjust well. It's all of it. It's all adjustment. That initial years, how the family support the couple
Yeah.
to
That
adjust, and they can,
bonding, that, you know,
and
it
then you
helps.
take it forward and give them space. Be it arranged or love marriage, give them space. Let the family stand by them and make them fail also in decision making, and support them that it's
Yeah.
okay to fail, but keep going. We are there for you. So that's also important in either of the marriages you choose.
That's true.
They want to be independent. They want to enjoy their life on their own terms, but they want some people to fall back on. And that is their family, nobody else.
That is true. But you know, we've looked at family marriage per se, but you know, in terms of even I've noticed the wedding rituals, the way weddings are held, you know, that whole people I think are opting out for more less ostentatious, more meaningful. Is that now toning down?
You know, these days these couples are living their weddings more on social media and
yeah.
forgetting the
Yeah.
idea of
Yes.
marriage.
Good point.
So there's one thing is wedding and the other is marriage. So they concentrate more on the wedding and they forget what marriage is all about. So they are forgetting the rituals. It's all about dress codes. It's all about give the entire contract to wedding planners and forget what the basic rituals are to enjoy. And every ritual have beautiful meaning. They never spend time to understand the meaning behind every ritual. And that is missing in the new couples, I believe.
That's true. So I think tradition does play a role, which in this age of social media, there's so much pressure to live your life on social media than to understand what you're going in for.
I think COVID changed a bit.
A lot.
The mindsets and the thinking, the outlook of marriage. I got my son married during COVID.
I think best time to
And
Best time.
it was in the my daughter-in-law's drawing room, parents' drawing room. They got married, and they did it so beautifully. And I think that is the ideal setup that one should get married. 20 people, 10 from theirs, 10 from ours, and
Right.
they did the decoration with banana leaves and all around, and it was so beautiful and so personal.
That's the point.
And otherwise, in these other flamboyant stuff, you're lost. So you're just admiring each other's dresses and point noted for the next wedding or whatever.
Correct, the fashion.
And so much food, so much,
That's true. There's a lot
which
of
is not really required. It's such a waste.
But I think there's a positive change which is coming up in a society post-COVID, as you said, or whatever the reason is. This flamboyance or जो हम कहते हैं दिखावा जो है, उसमें the youngsters are cutting down on these things. Now the marriages are becoming more simple. The trend has started. I'll not say it's very visible, but it has started. That they want a very personal, private, small level, simple marriage where people actually enjoy. Those who really care for the both bride and the bridegroom.
Keep it
they
personal.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. In fact, today evening I'm attending one marriage, and there are only 40 people invited, with no reason. Boys, near ones, and the girls. And they have cut down on every possible expenses, and it's a very good trend. Rather than spending on these 3, 4, 5 days,
Correct.
if they save this money for their future, they'll have a better foundation or financial foundation for
Correct.
them to live forever.
That's true, because there is pressure from
Yes.
social
I mean,
media.
focus more on marriage than the wedding.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
actually, COVID gave that exposure that this can be done this way also.
Ah.
So now people have to decide which way they want to go. But at least you got, earlier one couldn't think how can you get married with 20,
Yeah,
40 people.
correct, huh.
But then COVID showed us that it is possible. So
You know,
now people
I
have
come
choice.
from Bhopal, and originally Begums ruled Bhopal. And how marriages were performed in Bhopal. In Muslims, there are only three things: nikah, meher, walima. There is no concept of barat as such. So what Begums used to do, nikah masjid में करवाएंगे, where only men used to go. शाम को only few people used to come for barat. I mean 5, 10, 15 people. No burden on ladki sides, girls side. They were served only some cold drink or pan or some meetha, and that's all. They come there for half an hour, get the girl dressed, and used to take back her in barat. Reception used to be a little lavish one, which was from the boys' side. After that, on every Friday, they call it Juma. Every Friday, one or the other relative, close relative of girl side used to invite girl and the boy and his near and dear ones, means whatever they can afford, 50 people, 10 people, 20 people, as per their own this thing. And every Friday they used to meet. Kabhi mama ke ghar, kabhi chacha ke
the
ghar.
smaller, more intimate
So the
gatherings.
relationship between the two families used to get strengthened
Yes.
by frequently meeting like this in small groups.
So smaller, more intimate, more personal. That's the way you're hoping it goes, but you're not looking.
I mean, depending on family to family, most of the old families who still believe in culture and heritage, they are still focused on culture and rituals and keeping it very close knit gathering. But the families who are more on social media and social stature, they are
Yeah, of
into like
course.
give it big wedding and then so that people talk about it. So
Destination
that
wedding,
should be So
This is
That is
probably reducing the exploitation of girls' side also.
No,
For
absolutely.
all these dowries and for reception of barat and all those expenses that are carried by done by the girls'
Yeah.
side, they are too much. They're too much. And that's the reason why then girls are considered to be the not a boon but a bane.
Yeah, that is also true. Well, thank you all for this conversation, and take a look at, I think there is something to be said is back to the old, back to, there were, because some values were set because there was a reason behind it. Today I've done shows with girls who come and say, we would rather have a career first, then have a child through IVF also, and then marriage. But there is a biological clock, there are other reasons, and if you have a child and you're working, who's going to bring up your child? So there are other issues that should be in play. If there was a concept there is at least try and understand the meaning behind. Don't just toss it off as a ritual or as a meaningless
There's a
thing.
reason for every ritual.
There is a
and-
reason for everything, and try and understand and then take an informed choice. I think that's what we're trying to say over here.
Absolutely. Mm.
Thank you so much for watching this show.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.